Alright, Sam, you wanted a video review, so here it is. So, thanks for the email. Looking over the email, the beginning of the week is supposed to be easy, so that's why the deadlifts at the beginning of the week are really easy, and that's why the bench on Wednesday felt better because the beginning of the week, day one, day two are supposed to be easier, just getting some volume in with lighter weights, and then the end of the week is supposed to be the heavy stuff and the harder stuff. So obviously, the end of the week's gonna feel harder. Um, And then we already went over a lot of the deadlifts on Facebook. And then your body weight is looking good at 187.6 or 186.4, whichever one is looking good. I'll have to look at your macros a little bit more and then respond to the email what I think you should hit because I got to backtrack from the week of Raw Nationals to see how much more we should drop. All right, and then going over the videos. So we'll start with the deadlifts you sent. So here's the first one you sent over. So that's a good starting position right there. Knees are out well in line with the toes. Hips are higher than the knees and shoulders are higher than the hips. Arms are straight. You got the hook grip going, so that's a great starting position right there. The bar is going to bend more because you're using these bumper plates. That's why I was asking if you guys had metal plates, because if you get the metal plates, it's going to mimic more what you're going to do in the competition. So fortunately, you don't have them, so you got to go with these. So they're going to be a little bit more bending the bar, which is going to make it easier, and also you're going to get that bounce between the reps where you had some issues with that. So that was easy. Then you had the bounce, you had to readjust a little bit, and that was easy as well. So it was good that you, excuse me, went up in weight. So here's the next one from the front. If you at least have more red plates, you can use the red plates instead of stacking up blues and yellows. At least you'll have more of the weight towards the center, and that will help a little bit if you have them. If you don't have any more reds and that's all the plates you have, then that's what you have to go with. Here again, good starting position. Shins are pretty vertical, knees are in line with the toes. Took the tension out of the bar, hips are in a good position. Makes it easy lockout. Then second one, again, easy. So good that you went up one more time. So here's the top one. You took a little bit of a big jump, so you went up I believe it was 207 to 215, so 7.5, and then from 215 to 227 was 12.5. So it took a bigger jump, and that's why all of a sudden the RPE shot up. So you overshot your RPE, whether you're going by yours or your friends. Because by yours you said 8.5, I believe, and it's supposed to be a 7.8. So you kind of get an idea that that set that you did before might be a RPE whatever 6. So if you take a huge jump, all of a sudden your RPE might shoot up. But also that set itself is tiring you out. So you have to take into account that you already done 2 sets, and those 2 sets have taken a little bit of energy out of you. So that means the third set's going to be harder. Plus you took a bigger jump, which is going to make it harder. So maybe you should have gone just something easier, like you said, 222 or maybe even 220, and you would have found that RPE range. But that's fine. This will give you a little bit of practice for next week. You can hopefully pick your RPE a little bit better. So you're a little slow off the ground there. You saw your hips like shift a little bit as you were trying to fight it to break off the ground. So your hips kind of shifted that way. You had a little bit of wobble, but you're able to get off the ground. You got a good lockout. The bar was bouncing, and like with those bumper plates, that kind of threw off your second rep a little bit. So you had a little bit. On this one, you didn't have the hip shift. You had like your knees over here kind of moving in and out a little bit, but you got the second rep as well. So like you say, maybe you have to take time with these bumper plates to stand up and just do a full reset. But overall, still good double, and obviously it's great that you did your max. For the squats in this rack, it looks like your rack height is too high, so you're barely getting it over the hooks here. You have to kind of like raise the shoulder up to get it over the hooks. So that's what it looked like, is you have to bring your rack down one because you're barely kind of yanking it over this, and then you're bringing the bar back down on your back. So you're kind of moving the bar up your back and raising that shoulder to get it over this hook, and then bringing the bar back down. So I'd say if you can, just bring these down one more, so that you should actually be unracking it with your knees bent a little more. You should almost be like leg pressing it up a couple inches, which is fine because you're gonna be squatting down all the way with it anyway. So bring it down one spot so you bend your knees a little bit more, make your unrack easier and your setup easier. Also, you don't have to walk back this far away. Look how far away you are from the rack. You should only be far enough just to clear the rack so you don't hit it on the way up. So you should only be like a couple inches away from this hooks. So you should actually be taking about one step back. Where here you're taking one step back here. So you can kind of sit up right here if you need to, but you're taking then a second step back all the way here, big step. So that's wasting energy, and you have to shift through the weight of you and the bar a lot. And then there, so you should actually be like your toes almost here, but you're an extra step back. If you actually had safeties here, you would actually be outside the safeties. You're so far back. All right, so then that kind of having to move the bar around to get it out of the hooks, and then the big steps back and everything like that, and the fact that again you have bumper plates and the bar is going to bounce more, it kind of rolled up your back a little bit too because of that. So you tipped over a little bit, but you're always able to get your hips back underneath you and get a strong walkout, so that's fine. And then this one again, you tipped over a little bit. And you got to try and push those heels down so your heels kind of are moving up and down in the bottom position. So want to make sure you're pushing through the heels a little bit more. If you need to work on stretching out your calves, ball around, good set. And then this I think was your back off. So this one at least you didn't go as far back. It was a better walkout. And then you kind of stayed under it better. So you're bracing a little bit harder, staying tighter with the lighter weight, and not letting it tip over as much. So better job here on this set. All right, so for bench now, what I noticed for bench is the set overall looked good, but we have to work on your elbows, which we've discussed before. Is your elbows are really pointed here towards your feet, and then they're soft. So you can tell the difference between here, your elbows are soft and not locked out, compared to when you do your rep and you finish. Now your elbows are pointing out here and locked out. So the difference between what this looks like here, elbows are pointing out to the sides, locked out, compared to here, you can really tell the elbows are pointed in and bent. So you have to watch out for that. You might get called for that in the competition. You won't get a start command because they'll say your elbows are bent, and then they'll tell you to rack the bar, and it'll kind of be like the issue with your heels the last competition. So you want to start in this position here. Elbows should be pointing out to the sides. So this one pointing out this way, that one pointing out that way, with the elbows locked. Then once you do that and you're all set, you got your hips down and everything like that, and you get the start command, then you can take a breath and then start your descent to get to like this position right here. But if you start with here, then you might not get a start command, and because your elbows are bent, your triceps have to hold you in that slightly bent position the whole time while you're waiting to get a start command. You're just going to gas yourself out. All right, so you don't want to start in this position. This is after you get everything set and you get the start command and your butt's down, you get your air, then you want to get into this position. All right, and that should be easy to do. Like I said, the set itself is overall is easy. So all you have to do here is when you're bringing the bar out and you're getting your lift off, is just have your elbows out to the side, not like this, tucked in. All right, same thing with the back offset. Back offset was easy. It's just, again, your elbows are here pointed towards your feet, slightly bent, where you want them here, out more and locked out. But again, the set itself was easy. No issues there. And if you're having trouble with the unrack, then you need to try and get your shoulders more up the bench and closer. So the closer you are to the hooks, the easier it will be to take it out. The farther you are down the bench away from the hooks, the harder it will be. So the more your hands have to go over your shoulders and over your head, the harder it will be. The more vertical your arms are, the easier it will be. And maybe you can even test out coming a little bit closer and bring in the rack height down one, so you don't have to like shrug and get it out of there. Alright, but overall, all that looked good. So I already started updating some of the numbers. I'm going to go update some of them more before I send it to you. But I upped the single for this week to 232.5 just because you did the double at 227.5. So this will be a new PR for you. And then I updated some of these numbers, the back off doubles. I upped the triple at 215, up the back offs. And then here I upped it to 2x2 at 227.5. So it'll be the same as here, just for more volume. So I updated some of those numbers. I'll take a look at the rest, and then I'll send it over to you. All right, hope that helps.